Hello and thank you for attending my PowerPoint presentation on Harmony Trailblazer, who has been putting the harm in Harmony since 2.3. I'll be primarily referring to Stell, the correct one, but you're free to be wrong, pick Kalos. I'm calling her Harmblazer as well because it's faster, and while Fireblazer has everyone in Belobog in their splash art literally, Harmblazer has everyone in the splash art represented spiritually, like Misha represented by Clocky, Boothill represented by the Revolver, Robin and Sunday being represented by the Robin Burn and the Crow, Gallagher represented by the Hound, and so on. This is the first actually really good Trailblazer form. He has single-handedly carried the Super Break meta, especially in Firefly teams. Like, you look at this damage distribution chart from Goba's pre-release Firefly video, and you can see Harmony MC's Super Break contributes to 60% of Firefly's damage, which is crazy. In terms of base stats, she's tied with 4 others for pretty average HP, the lowest attack in the game alongside Aventury, the second highest defense in the game, above average speed, and above average energy cost. This is very highly min-max stats. Due to the high defense and pretty okay HP, she has very nice natural survivability, and she doesn't really need attack, as we'll see later. In terms of basics, they're basic. They're identical to most other basics. Her skill is a standard bounce attack. It bounces a total of 5 times. The thing is, due to her kit, this can be at level 1 and still deal 100k damage. It consumes 1 skill point and generates 30 energy. Now the ult is the crux of the kit. It grants all allies the backup dancer effect for 3 turns. This duration only ticks down by 1 at the start of Trailblazer's turns. Now allies with backup dancer have a small break effect buff, and also do super break damage when hitting broken enemies. As far as possible, you should aim for 100% uptime on this, since it is the main part of the kit. It costs 140 energy. Now, super break damage isn't technically a part of Trailblazer's kit specifically, but it is very important to know. Super break damage is basically boosted by break effect, enemy multipliers, as well as your levels. It also scales up your toughness damage, so like I said earlier, the bounce skill does a lot of total toughness damage and hits like a small island. Also, as you can see, there is no attack in this formula. That's why I said that the attack does not matter. And since the bounce skill scaling only increases attack when you level it, it can be at level 1 and still deal a ton of damage. Her talent just regenerates some energy when enemies' weaknesses are broken. It's pretty nice, it just helps with uptime. Her technique, it gives all allies 30% break effect when entering combat, lasting for 2 turns. They are also now the band. Her A2 trace increases super break damage from specifically her ult when there are fewer enemies. Her A4 causes her skill's first hit to do double the toughness damage, so more damage in general. Her A6 trace delays her enemy action by a further 30% when weakness breaking. She also gets 37.3% break effect, 10% effect res, and 14.4% imaginary damage bonus from minor traces. Her E1 recovers 1 skill point after using her skill for the first time each combat, similar to Team Chen. Her E2 gives her 25% energy regen for the first 3 turns when entering combat. Her E3 gives plus 2 trace levels to her skill and talent. Her E4 gives all other allies break effect equal to 15% of her own break effect. Her E5 gives plus 2 trace levels to her ult and plus 1 to her basic. Her E6 causes her skills to bounce 2 extra times, so now it bounces a total of 7 times. It also generates 12 extra energy, so every skill now generates 42 energy. This makes it very viable to run break effect link rope and still have full uptime. He is single-handedly carrying Firefly which is really cool because it's a canonically accurate ship, and honestly because I'm down bad for Firefly. And I believe this can be argued to be the single biggest meta changer in the history of the game. Like, compared to other characters, this also, you can have all the talents at level 1, it won't matter that much. Like, leveling the talents, all it really does is increase the small break effect boost from the ult, which is nice, and help with some uptime. But that doesn't really affect damage that much. So very low investment is needed. You can deal 100,000 plus damage on a single target with no other buffs, which is crazy. It really puts the harm in harmony.